amazing morning. For today, we're going to have polynomial function. So we're going to have to identify polynomial functions, recognize characteristics of graphs of polynomial functions, determine the end behavior, understand the relationship between degree and turning points, as well as graph the polynomial functions. After going through this lesson, you're expected to illustrate polynomial functions, understand describe and interpret the graph of the polynomial functions, and solve problems involving polynomial functions. Do you remember when an expression is a polynomial? Which of the given expressions are polynomial? And what makes the expressions not a polynomial? So what is a polynomial function? Polynomial function has all of its variables with exponents which are positive integers. It is not a polynomial function if a variable has a negative exponent, or if the exponent is a fraction. With the definition above, so you have in here n is a non-negative integer, wherein we have a sub 0, a sub 1, and until we have the a sub n are real numbers, which are what we call the coefficients. So for the leading term, we have a sub n, no? X raised to the n power, and a sub n is said to be your leading coefficient. And as in the constant term is a sub 0. So which of the following are polynomial functions? So we have the first one, 14x. So 14x, no? The variable that we have is x, and the exponent of x is a positive one. Therefore, number 1 is a polynomial. Number 2, we have 5x cubed minus 4 square root of 2x plus x. So, a negative 4 square root of 2x, this is not a polynomial because the variable of one term is inside the radical sign, which is a negative 4 square root of 2x. So, the variable x is inside the radical sign. For number 3, we have negative 2014x. So our variable is x. So definitely the exponent of the variable x is a positive one. So number 3 is a polynomial. On number 4, we have x raised to 3 over 4 plus 3x raised to 1/4 plus 7. So this one is not a polynomial because the exponents of the variable are not whole numbers. So we have seen that in x raised to 3 over 4, so our exponent is 3/4. In here we have 3x raised to 1/4, and the exponent of x is 1/4. On number 5, we have 1 over 2x cubed plus 2 over 3x to the 4th minus 3 over 4x to the 5th. So this one is no, so we have in here a not polynomial function because the variables are in the denominator. If the variable is said to be in the denominator, so we're going to have this in another form. So we're going to have 2x raised to negative 3. Now, so it means that we have a negative exponent. No? So we all know that the polynomial must have a variable with a positive exponent. That's why number 5 is not a polynomial. As well as if ever you have seen the variable are said to be in a denominator. Okay, number 6 is pi. So number 6 is a polynomial. Number 7, we have 3x raised to square root of 3 plus square root of 3x squared plus 9x minus 2. So in here, number 7 is not a polynomial because the exponent of one variable is not a whole number, which is 3x raised to square root of 3. So the exponent that we have in here is square root of 3, and this is not a whole number. Okay, so let's have for number 8. Number 8 is x cubed plus 2x plus 1. So this one is a polynomial. On number 9, we have negative 4x raised to negative 100 plus 4x raised to 100. So for number 9, this is not a polynomial. Why? Because the exponent of x in here, wherein we have the term negative 4x raised to negative 100, so our exponent is a negative 100. Wherein we all know that uh, the polynomial must have a positive exponent, no, with the variable of the verb. Okay, so let's have number 10. So number 10, we have 1 minus 16x squared. So in here, the variable that we have is x squared, and exponent of x is a positive 2. Therefore, number 10 is a polynomial. Let's take the example in your self-learning module. Let's have number 1. F of x is equal to 4x plus square root of x minus 1. So this is not a polynomial function since there is a variable x inside the radical sign, which can be written as f of x equals 4x plus x raised to 1 half minus 1. So therefore, the exponent of the variable x, no, in here as your second term is 1 half, and 1 half is not a whole number. That's why this is not a polynomial function. So let's have number 2, f of x equal to 5x to the fourth minus 2x squared plus 3 over x. So this is not a polynomial function. Why? It contains a variable x in the denominator. So that will be seen on the third term. So you have 3 over x. So the term 3 over x can also be expressed as 3x raised to negative 1. So as we learn and laws of exponent, so we all know that polynomial must have a whole number, which is a positive whole number. That is why with 3x raised to negative 1, the exponent of x is a negative 1, and that is a negative number. That's why number 2 example is not a polynomial. So let's have the degree of a function. So constant function wherein we have f of x equals c, wherein c is not equal to 0. This is a polynomial function of degree 0. So for example, we have y equals 2. No? So the degree of y equals 2 is 0. Second, we have the linear function wherein we have f of x equals mx plus b, wherein m cannot be equal to 0. So this is a polynomial function of degree 1. So in here we have y equals 3x plus 2. So our variable x, so we have the exponent 1. That's why the function has a degree of 1. The third one, we have quadratic function wherein we have f of x plus ax squared plus bx plus c, wherein a is not equal to 0. So this is a polynomial function of degree 2. So for example, we have y equals 2x squared minus 3x plus 5. So in here, the leading coefficient, no, so we have in here 3x squared. So that's the leading term. So we have the leading term that is 3x squared. And then the variable that we have is x squared. So why do we have the leading term as 2x squared? Because if we're going to compare 2x squared and negative 3x, the term with the highest exponent is 2x squared. So we're going to focus on 2x squared. So what is the exponent? So that is 2. The highest exponent for that polynomial function is 2. That is why this polynomial function has a degree of 2. Then the next one, we have the function is written in descending order of the power degree. So the term with the highest degree determines the degree of the function. So if you are given a polynomial function, so you need to take a look on the highest exponent. And what is the highest exponent given on the polynomial function? That will be your degree of a function. Okay, so what is the degree of the following function? when f of x equals 4x squared minus 2x plus 2. So, the highest exponent in here is 2. No? Therefore, this is uh, quadratic function. So, if the degree is 2, it's said to be a quadratic function. Then the second one, we have f of x equals 2x cubed plus 4x squared plus x minus 2. If we're going to write this in standard form, so we need to take a look on the exponent. So we're going to arrange the term based on the exponent in the descending order. So the highest exponent, or the term with the highest exponent, is 4x to the 4th. Therefore, if we're going to write this standard form, we all know that this must be for f of x equals 4x to the 4th plus 2x cubed plus x minus 2. So, the highest exponent in here is 4. Therefore, the degree of this polynomial function is 4. And based on the exponent, the type or the kind of polynomial function is a quartic function. So this one is a quartic function. Why? Because the highest exponent is 4. No. If the highest exponent is 4, again, this is said to be a quartic function. Now, the third one, we have f of x equals x minus 2x squared plus 3x cubed. No. So if you're going to write this in standard form, we will have f of x equals 3x cubed minus 2x squared plus x. And the highest exponent for this polynomial function given is 3. No. And then if we're going to have the degree that is 3, since that's the highest exponent, based on the highest exponent, you can say that this polynomial function is said to be a cubic function. Okay, so based on your self-learning module, we're going to get the illustrative example 1. So, given f of x equals to 4x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2. This is a polynomial of degree 3. No? So, as 3 as the highest exponent of highest power of x in the formula, this is said to be a cubic polynomial or just cubic. So, the leading term is 4x cubed. So, the leading coefficient is 4. And the term with no variable is 2. So, 2 is a constant term. Again, leading term. What is a leading term? A leading term is a term wherein we have the highest exponent. The highest exponent of this one is 3. Therefore, the leading term is 4x cubed. No? Then, what is the leading coefficient? The leading coefficient is the numerical coefficient of the leading term. Since 4x cubed is the leading term, the leading coefficient will be 4. No? And then you will take a look on the term wherein we don't have the variable, which is 2. So in here, 2 is a constant term. Again, constant term is a term wherein we don't have any variable. Okay, let's take the definition of a leading coefficient. The polynomial function is a leading coefficient. Once the function is written in descending order or said to be the standard form, okay, the leading coefficient is the coefficient of the term with the highest exponent. This time, we are going to identify the leading coefficient and the degree. So, 1, f of x equals to negative 2x to the 5th plus 3x cubed minus 5x plus 1. So, if ever you have seen this polynomial, it's already written in a standard form, since the exponents of the term are said to be in descending order already. And then, we're going to take a look at the highest exponent. What is the highest exponent in this polynomial function? So, in this polynomial function, you can be seen that you can see that the highest exponent is 5. Since the highest exponent is 5, therefore 5 is that is the degree. If the highest exponent is 5 and the degree is 5, no? So we're going to have this one as quintic, no? So we can say that this is a quintic function. Now, if we're going to have the quintic function, the degree is 5. Now, what will be our leading term? Since our leading term is the term wherein we have the highest exponent, so we're going to have negative 2x to the fifth. Since negative 2x to the fifth is our leading term, our leading coefficient will be in the term of negative 2x to the fifth. So what is the numerical coefficient of negative 2x to the fifth? So the numerical coefficient of negative 2x to the fifth is a negative 2. Therefore, the leading coefficient is negative 2. Now let's have number 2 example. F of x is equal to x cubed plus 6x squared minus x plus 7. So if ever you have seen in this one, this is already written in standard form. Since the exponent that we have is in the, in descending order. No? So what do you have in here? No? The highest exponent is 3. No? Therefore, the degree is 3. So this is a cubic. No? Now, in f of x plus x cubed plus 6x squared minus x plus 7, you can say that the degree is 3. The highest exponent is 3. Therefore, the leading term will be x cubed. No? And then you will ask yourself, if the leading term is x cubed, what is the numerical coefficient? The numerical coefficient of this one is a positive 1. Since the numerical coefficient of the leading term is x cubed, therefore, the numerical coefficient of the leading term x cubed is 1. Therefore, the leading coefficient is 1. Okay, so let's have polynomials may also be written in factored form. And as a product of irreducible factors, that is a factor, no, that can no longer be factored using coefficients that are real numbers. Here are some examples. So letter A, so y equals x to the fourth plus 2x cubed minus x squared plus 14x minus 56. So in factored form, so we can have y equals x squared plus 7 times x minus 2 times x plus 4. Then let's have letter B. So we have y equals x to the fourth plus 2x cubed minus 13x squared minus 10x. So the factored form of this polynomial function is y equals x times x minus 5 times x plus 1 times x plus 2. And let's have letter C, y equals 6x cubed plus 45x squared plus 66x minus 45. And factored form, we can get y equals 3 times 2x minus 1 times x plus 3 times x plus 5. No. And then we're going to have letter D, f of x equals to x cubed plus x squared plus 18. In factored form, we're going to have f of x equals x squared minus 2x plus 6 times x plus 3. And then let's have letter E, f of x equals to x cubed plus 5x squared plus 7x minus 5. So in factored form, we can get f of x equals x squared plus 3x to the fifth f of x equals 3x plus 5 times 2x minus 1 rather. Okay, so let's have polynomial function in standard form. The terms of a polynomial may be written in any order. However, if they are written in decreasing powers of x, we say that the polynomial is in standard form. So we need to have the polynomial in standard form. First of all, we are going to identify the leading coefficient rather. We need to identify the leading term, and we need to identify the high exponent for us to get the degree. And if and only if the polynomial function is written already in standard form, we have an ease in identifying and looking for those things. Now, again, first thing to do is to write the given polynomial function in standard form. to have an is in identifying the leading term, the leading coefficient, and the highest exponent as your degree. Okay, so we are given 5 polynomial functions. So we need to write the function in standard form. What is the standard form? Polynomial in standard form must have we need to see to it that the power of the variables or the powers of the variables must be in descending order. Then we're going to have the degree. The degree is the highest exponent. The leading coefficient, that's the numerical coefficient of the leading term. What's the leading term? The leading term is a term wherein we have the highest exponent or the degree. And then the constant term. So what's the constant term? It's the term without any variable. Let's take number 1. F of x equals 2 minus 11x plus 2x squared. So in standard form, we must have 2x squared minus 11x plus 2. So we need to take a look. And first one, we have exponent that's 2, exponent that's 1, and then we have constant term. So this one is in standard form already. Then what's the highest exponent? The highest exponent is 2. Since the highest exponent is 2, therefore the degree is 2. Then, where is the degree? In what term? So that is on 2x squared. Therefore, 2x squared is said to be your leading term. What's the numerical coefficient of 2x squared? The leading coefficient, which is the leading coefficient. So the numerical coefficient of the leading term is 2. No? Therefore, your leading coefficient is 2. And then you're going to take a look. What is the term without any variable? So the term without any variable is 2. That's why 2 is your constant term. Okay, so let's have number 2. F of x equals 2x cubed over 3 plus 5 over 3 plus 15x. So in standard form, you must have 2x cubed over 3 plus 15x plus 5 over 3. So we have in here the variable x cubed. So we have the highest exponent, 3. Now, since the highest exponent is 3, the degree of this polynomial function is 3. Where is the degree or the highest exponent? On what term? So we have 2x cubed over 3. Therefore, 2x cubed over 3 is said to be your leading term. In your leading term, what is the numerical coefficient? The numerical coefficient is 2/3, right? Therefore, 2/3 is said to be your leading coefficient. And then, what is the term without any variable? So 5 over 3. Therefore, 5 over 3 is said to be your constant term. Now, let's take a look at number 3. Y equals x times x squared plus 5. So, we still need to distribute x. No? Distributive property, x times x squared, x cubed. X times negative 5. So, that will be negative 5x. So, this is already in standard form. What's the highest exponent? The highest exponent is 3. Therefore, that is your degree. Since the degree is 3, wherein we have it on the term x cubed. X cubed is said to be your leading term. In your leading term, what is the numerical coefficient? So we have 1. Therefore, 1 is your leading coefficient. Now, in this polynomial function, do we have a term without any variable? None. Therefore, your constant term will be 0. Okay, let's have number 4. Y equals negative x times x plus 3 times x minus 3. So in here, we have to multiply it first, no? Simplify. We need to evaluate this one. No. So what are we going to do? negative x times x is negative x. No? Times x is a negative x cubed. Okay, next. Negative x, so we're going to, we can have first, no? 3 times x is 3x. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. 3x minus 3x is 0. Okay. Then, we're going to have the other one. 3 times negative 3. Negative 9. Negative 9 times negative x is a positive 9x. That is why, now the standard form is y equals negative x cubed plus 9x. Now, what's the highest exponent? So, 3. So, that's your degree. Since the degree is 3, wherein we have it in the term negative x cubed, the leading term is negative x cubed. Okay, negative x cubed. Okay, so what is the leading coefficient or the numerical coefficient of the leading term negative x cubed? That is negative 1. Do we have, no, a term without any variable? None. Therefore, our constant term is 0. Okay, let's have number 5. Y equals x plus 4 times x plus 1 times x minus 1 squared. So, let's take first x plus 4 times x plus 1, which will give you x squared plus 5x plus 4. No? And then the other one, we have x minus 1. So, x times x is x squared. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. So, therefore, we're going to have x squared minus 2x. No? Then, negative 1 squared is a positive 1. So, we're going to get x squared minus 2x plus 1. So, we're going to just to multiply x squared plus 5x, no, plus 4. Then, multiply it with x squared minus 2x plus 4. So, if we're going to multiply those things, we can get y equals x to the fourth plus 3x cubed minus 5x squared minus 3x plus 4. So, in here, we can say that the thing that we must have to focus on is on the highest exponent. What's the highest exponent? So, 4. No. Therefore, that's the degree. So, this is a quartic function. Now, what will be your leading term? The leading term with the highest exponent. So, the leading term will be x to the fourth. And in x to the fourth, what is the numerical coefficient? 1. Therefore, 1 is your leading coefficient. Now, do we have any term without any variable? So, we have 4. Therefore, your constant term is 4. Okay, so this time, you need to copy and answer the learning task 1 and the answer sheet. So, as we all know, our answer sheet must be, if you have, must be written in typewriting or bond paper. No. So, the learning task 1, that is in your self-learning module. Week 1, learning task 1. Learning task 1, write and answer the following in your answer sheet. So first one, we need to evaluate the following polynomials in your answer sheet. So when you are going to evaluate the value of x, for example, let's have number 1, a letter A. So x equals to 1. Therefore, in the polynomial f of x equals to x to the fourth minus 7x squared plus 2x minus 6. So the value of x must be 1. So instead of writing x, you will write 1. So there is already a given value for x, so that is 1. And then let's have number 2. Factor each polynomial completely using any method. So you can use factoring, So you can use as well synthetic division. No? Okay. Okay, let's have number 1. No? F of 1 is equal to 1 to the 4th minus 7, 1 squared plus 2 times 1 minus 6. So if we're going to evaluate, this will be 1 minus 7 plus 2 minus 6, which will give you a negative 10. Letter B, so we have f x equals to 10x cubed plus 4x squared minus 5, wherein x equals to negative 3. So f of negative 3 is equal to 10 times negative 3 cubed plus 4 times negative 3 squared minus 5. So if we're going to evaluate this, this will give you negative 270 plus 36 minus 5. Therefore, the value will be negative 239. For the letter C, so we have in here f of 2 squared. So first one, we need to get f of 2, then we're going to square it. So f of 2, so we have 2 to the 4th plus 5 times 2 cubed minus 2 times 2 plus 3. So 16 plus 40 minus 4 plus 3. So if we're going to evaluate that, that will be 55. No? And then 55 squared. So this will be 3025. So that will be the final answer. So let's factor. So we're going to write x plus 1. So be it. And then we're going to take a look. What are the factors of 6? So factors of 6 are 2 and 3. Then if we're going to add 2 and 3, we're going to get 5. Now, we're going to take a look at the sign. The sign of 6 is positive. Therefore, we're going to multiply positive number and a positive number. Or we're going to have a negative and a negative. Since the middle term, we have a negative sign. So we're going to take a negative and a negative. So x minus 2 times x minus 3. For letter B, so we're going to factor x squared minus x minus 6. So factors of 6 is are 2 and 3 as well. So we're going to take a look. There's a negative and there's a positive. No? Because the sign of 6 is a negative. And then we're going to take a look on the sign of the middle term. What's the sign of the middle term? So we have negative x. So we have negative. Therefore, the highest value must be a negative. So x minus 3 times x plus 2. And then we're going to take a look at the second one, x squared plus 6x plus 9. 9, what are the factors? 3 and 3. So we have 3 and 3. 3 plus 3, so we're going to get 6. And then since the sign is a positive, therefore we have common signs. So, and then the sign of the middle is a positive, therefore we have a positive and a positive. So we can get x plus 3 times x plus 3. For letter C, we used the synthetic division. So write the numerical coefficient 1, 3, negative 4, negative 12. Then you will think of the divisor. So the divisor that I took is x plus 2. So 0 test, x plus 2 is equal to 0. Therefore, x is equal to negative 2. So I used the divisor negative 2. So 1, bring down 1, multiply it with negative 2, negative 2, 3 minus 2 is 1, add, so you're going to have 1, then 1 times negative 2 is a negative 2, add, so we're going to get negative 6, negative 6 times negative 2 is a positive 12, negative 12 plus 12 is 0. So we got x plus 2 times x squared plus x minus 6. So I is already this one. 1, 1, negative 6. It is easier for me to have this one because I will take a look on the factor of a negative 6. So that is a negative 2 and a positive 3, or a negative 3 and a positive 2. You're going to take a look on the sign of the middle term, which is a positive. Therefore, the higher value must be a positive. So we're going to get x plus 3 times x minus 2. Okay, thank you for watching. And then if you have questions, you just need to send me a personal message or call or a text. Thank you, City Genius.